Hi everyone, welcome to DIY Ideas. Today I'll show you how you can sew your own scarf, a triangle shaped scarf. This is a pretty big piece, so it might be confusing when you see it done like this, but all in all, I did it out of a nice fabric I chose for myself, and this is also a very easy project, so it's definitely great for beginners and great for practice. Let me show you what I have. I did this in a doubled fabric just to make it a little bit sturdier, but that's of course up to you. So you can do it in one layer, in doubled fabric like I did, or maybe with some other twist of your choice. So as I said, it's super simple for beginners. If you don't have a lot of experience, just feel free to follow everything I do and get a little bit of practice and a really great result nevertheless. It's a great project. It gives fast results and also beautiful results, even if you don't have a lot of experience. Also, it can be a really cool gift for someone, and I personally think that homemade is always better. So yeah, if you want to see how you can do this, practice a bit, some straight stitches on here. So this project is going to be great because even if you can't do very straight stitches, the end result is going to be very forgiving and it's going to give you a really great excuse to practice and still get something nice in the end. So anyway, if you want to give it a shot, stay tuned and learn how to do a sewn triangle scarf. So you need your fabric, some matching yarn, something to measure with. A measuring tape will work just fine as well. I have here my ruler. Then we have some pins and fabric scissors. So I'm using something that has a certain percentage of cotton and something else too. I'm not sure what, but you can hopefully see the texture and kind of get a feel for it. But yeah, anyway, it's a little bit sturdier than cotton, but still super soft. So yeah, you can do any kind of fabric you personally like. So it can be something that's kind of silky. I would recommend that if you have a little bit more experience because it can get a little bit tricky. But if you're a very beginner, then just feel free to use cotton. Cotton is always great. Stretchy fabrics might also be a little bit trickier, but still doable. So just make sure you choose something that's soft when you touch it, and that way it's going to be really comfy when you wear it around your neck. So whatever you choose, you can find a really great variety online, or maybe you already have something in mind at home. So anyway, we can get started. In my case, you see the fabric of my choice, and my size is about a meter or a yard. So I wanted to draw my size on a piece of paper to make the planning and explaining easier. So in case something is a little unclear or not as visible due to the size of the scarf, you can see it on a mini version that we're doing out of the paper. So you need 1 meter on the one side and 150 or more on the other. So actually it's maybe even better if you take 160 centimeters and 1 meter as a minimum. So even longer than the 160 will do, depending on what you want in the end. But anyway, I would definitely say 160. Make sure it's long enough to go around your neck with the corners hanging down the way they're supposed to. So as I said, 150 centimeters is the very minimum for an adult size. For kids, you can of course do smaller sizes, so it really depends on what you plan to do and who you plan to do it for. So yeah, for adults, make sure you have about this size that I just showed you planned. That's what you need. So 160 or 170, even 180 centimeters and 1 meter on the other side. And yeah, I wrote here 160 plus centimeters, so I'd say till about 180 is an optimal adult size. So yeah, the 1 meter of length here that we have, or width actually, so you first fold it along the shorter side, the 1 meter side, so that you have 160 centimeters of length and about 50 centimeters of width now. And then you fold it one more time this way, so the longer side we fold in half now, and then you should have just the 2 halves here. So this is what I mean, and most triangle scarves are like this. They go up and then they have a bit longer pointy section on the bottom here. And the shape you can draw or mark on your fabric and cut it out like that. So I'll show you with some paper scissors on here just so you can see what I mean. So make sure nothing slips or gets weird, and you'll actually get a really cute triangle shaped scarf. So you can already check if the size fits, and you can adjust if needed, and then you can unfold the whole thing and get the whole shape as it is. So of course you can do just the triangle, so basically the whole thing, it would be the same steps, but in this case halved. Works too, but I want to have it looking nice from both sides, and I want it a bit thicker, otherwise the back side would not be as pretty as the front. Anyway, you can now unfold, and then you can put it the other way around. So when I say that, I mean pretty side on pretty side. So this way. And then here you can do the stitches. Make sure to leave a little opening for turning it inside out in the end, and then you can turn it and you'll have both sides looking nice. Another stitch on top would keep it even neater, but I'll show you that in the video as well. So as I already mentioned, I have the pretty side on pretty side looking away from me. So I'll show you, I already started pinning the two sides so that they are nice and neatly aligned, and I'll just do that along all of the open edges that I have. I'll do a little opening where I turn it later, and the rest I will just close up with a regular straight stitch. So now we can turn this inside out, and take your time so that you don't rip anything. A pin can help with pulling the corners out. Just be careful that you don't rip the fabric or the stitches if it's a little bit more delicate than mine. So here I am now. You can take a look at the edges again, and then again go over them with a regular straight stitch to make them extra neat. I won't do that because I think it looks great already, so I'll just iron over it to make it a little bit flatter. Also, depending on your fabric, you might want to regulate your temperature down so that you don't burn it. And we just gotta close the opening as soon as I find it on here. Okay, right here. So we will fold this nicely, and then we can do that by hand. Super easy. So you go through the one side and then through the other. Leave it loose for now, and make sure you just do the insides and not the outside sections. So just the folded parts. And then you can pull it tight and the stitch disappears. I'll show you myself how to do that, but just so you know what I'm doing in advance. Okay, so I ironed over the scarf and I'm done. So it's just one stitch, you turn it around and close the opening up, and that's it. As you can see, super simple, so you can do the one side as well without the doubled version. That way you'd have a little bit thinner fabric with just the outside in this style. So you would just adjust a little bit. That means that you would fold the outer edges, maybe even twice, and then from the one side it's nice already and the other side is on the back, so you don't have that visible anyway. That might be an option for summer or spring when it's a little bit warmer and you don't exactly want multiple layers, but you can still wear a really nice and stylish DIY scarf. So I use this lovely fabric, but you can use whatever you like. I recommend something comfy and soft, something you're gonna wear gladly, and something that's gonna fit you nicely as well. So you can adjust your own size. As I said, you can adjust different fabrics. So it's highly customizable, which means you can make it bigger or you can make it smaller. Well, actually, I wouldn't recommend a smaller size for adults. It might not look as good because you won't be able to put it around your neck the way it's supposed to be. But yeah, feel free to do whatever you want. So I did 150 centimeters because I didn't have more, but if you'd like to do a nice size, definitely do between 160 and 180. Anywhere in between is definitely gonna yield a great result. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to shoot a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. That way you'll always be notified when we post something new, and you also gain access to our older videos that we already posted. So let me know what you think of the project. The comment section is below the video and open as always. So if you have any questions about this project or about any other project, if you have any wishes for future projects, what I could show you and what we could do together, feel free to post that as well. And I'll see you in our next project. So have a great day until then. Bye!